what you've done.
Protests have continued in the mostly black community Ferguson, Missouri, where police killed the unarmed black teenager Michael Brown last month. On Saturday, a police officer was shot in the arm, though the officer's injuries were not life-threatening. On Thursday, Ferguson Police Chief Tom Jackson issued a videotape apologizing to Brown's family, but police responses have only fueled tensions. After numerous complaints from residents, the Justice Department urged the police chief to ban his on-duty officers from wearing bracelets supporting the officer who killed Brown.
The normal life is getting back to the Gaza Strip, and the people now in Palestine are getting ready for the Islamic holidays next week in Palestine. And the good thing is that the news that they have been receiving over the past few days is bringing hope to the hearts and minds of the people of Palestine. Not only the thing about the UN bid, the Palestinian bid at the UN of ending the Israeli occupation in Palestine, but also the fact that both Hamas and Fatah agreed finally on a unity government, and they will be activating this unity government in October. So these kind of news are bringing happiness to the people, because it means that the borders will be open, it will be easier to reconstruct the Gaza Strip. The employees in both governments, and Hamas government and in the PLO government, will be able to get paid. They will get paid their salaries after months of difficulties of getting paid and getting their salaries. At the same time, the people who are living in places and districts like Khuza'a and Beit Hanun and Shija'iyya, these places that were subjected to the Israeli ground invasion, until now they are living in tents. Today we visited one of the sites, and we saw hundreds of people who are homeless and displaced, and until now no solution have been proposed to help them.
At least 5 bodies have been found in a mass grave in a Donetsk village on Sunday, just 3 kilometers from one of the 3 mass graves confirmed by the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe so far. The graves were discovered by rebel forces in the area, responding to information from locals who say the graves were dug by the Ukrainian army. Despite continued tensions and skirmishes, the truce between Kiev and rebel forces reached earlier this month is holding. Supporters of former Haitian President Jean-Bertrand Aristide stood guard in front of his residence in Port-au-Prince on Saturday to prevent his arrest. Aristide, Haiti's first democratically elected president and leader of the popular movement Lavalis, faces alleged corruption, drug trafficking, and money laundering charges, which supporters say are trumped up to prevent the popular leader's return to politics. He is currently under house arrest and cannot leave the country.
In a city characterised by sprawling skyscrapers, a rooftop gym might seem like an innovative business idea. Yet practising Zumba on the Caracas skyline isn't the only thing which differentiates this gym from the norm. As a pilot project for workers in the National Nutrition Institute, it is hoped that the initiative could present a possible solution to the country's obesity problem, which, according to figures, now affects 38% of the Venezuelan population.
It helps the metabolism and the environment, and it provides you with more oxygen. This is good for me because I am no longer 15 years old. It helps you a lot. It is really an excellent program.
Whilst malnutrition has dropped rapidly in Venezuela since the late 1990s, obesity has been steadily on the rise. A fact which Marilyn De Luca, president of the National Institute for Nutrition, blames on large corporations that previously had too much control over government food policies. She says that irresponsible advertising has led people to make poor nutritional choices.
We saw that there was a problem in terms of selecting food. There were high levels of sugar, fat, and salt consumption, what has been called junk food.
The growing obesity problem has driven the Venezuelan government to take unprecedented action, such as its recently launched Take Note, Eat Healthy campaign, which specifically targets obesity. Working alongside this squatters' housing project in Caracas, the Institute hopes to go beyond simple nutritional education and to promote community control over the production and distribution of food.
At the same time, the community is practicing food production, food which is healthy, tasty, and sovereign. People are planting papaya, lettuce, and squash.
está sembrando lechuga.
With the world currently asking how it will feed itself over coming decades, Venezuela's multi-dimensional food strategy could provide some clues as to how to create a food system which doesn't put citizens' health at risk. Rachel Boothroyd for Telesur in Caracas, Venezuela.
Violence in the Mexican state of Guerrero has claimed the lives of at least 8 people, with local police and armed gangs shooting at protesting students and teachers. A group of students protesting underfunding at their school in Iguala seized 3 buses peacefully on Friday, when police arrived on the scene and began firing at the protesters. Gunmen killed another 7 people following the incident, including an attack on students who ran away to meet with teachers to explain what had happened with the protest that was repressed. Guerrero was the most violent state in Mexico in 2013, with 2,087 homicides. Finally, the popular Mafalda comic strip, created by Argentine cartoonist Joaquin Salvador Lavado, also known as Kino, turns 50 on Monday. Mafalda was first published in 1964 in the weekly publication Primera Plana. The comic, about a witty 6-year-old girl from Buenos Aires who speaks out on progressive ideals and criticizes the established order, has been translated into 26 languages, made into animated cartoon series, and published as a book.
Facts that have marked the course of history. Productions designed in the English language and made for the English-speaking world. This is Documentary. Watch it on telesur.net/English. Telesur, wherever the news, you'll be there.